Hello students, welcome back to the study portal. So today we will going to discuss about the flagellates, right? So what are the learning objectives? So learning objectives will be the introduction about the flagellates. What are the flagellates, right? What is the classification of the flagellates? Then we will discuss about the Giardia lamblia, right? A parasite. We will discuss about the Giardia lamblia, then about the morphology of the Giardia lamblia and life cycle of the Giardia, right? So let's start with the flagellates. What are the flagellates? So as we have already discussed students in the previous lectures, that when we study parasitology, so parasitology is the study of parasites, right? So there is a classification of the parasites such as protozoa, right? Protozoa, helminths, like this. So this is a classification. Flagellates. So under the flagellates we have different types of flagellates, and under different type of flagellates we again have different kind of parasites, right? Such as Giardia lamblia and many more, which we will discuss in further in today's lecture. So do not confuse what is the flagellates. So do not confuse between the flagellates or the Giardia, right? So flagellate is the class, right? Flagellates is the class, and we have a different classification of the flagellates, and under the different kind of flagellates we have different parasites, right? So we have a certain kind of flagellates, and under that we have a parasite Giardia, right? So we will discuss and it will be more clear to you. So flagellates is a class first of all. So this is a group of parasites. This is a group of parasites which bears a flagella. I hope you all know what is the flagella. See, so suppose this is a parasite, any kind of parasite. So this is a flagella. This is flagella, which is elongated thread-like structure. See, this is elongated thread-like structure. So this is flagella, which helps in locomotion, right? Which helps in locomotion or movement, right? So flagellates are the group of parasites and they bear the flagella as the organ of locomotion. Then flagella are cylinder long. जितने भी flagellates होते हैं they are cylindrical, right? They are cylindrical, they are long. Suppose this is a flagella, like this flagellas are there, and see, this is a common बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फ्लैजेला, राइट? सो फ्लैजेलास लॉन्ग होते हैं, सिलेंडर होते हैं, उनके पास एक फ्लैजेला होता है, राइट? Then long and thread-like extension of the cytoplasm. So they are long, so they are cylindrical, they are long, and they also have a thread-like extension of the cytoplasm. Its intracellular portion is called the exoneme. So here there is a structure like this, which is known as exoneme, right? Exoneme. Again draw the structure for you students. See, this is a flagella support. So here will be a structure like this, and it will be a elongated like this. So this is exoneme, right? This is exoneme, and it will continue into the flagella, right? So this is the basic structure of the flagella. Then flagella arise from the kinetoplast, right? Made up of copies of mitochondrial DNA. So it is arise from the kinetoplast, which you have studied in your chromosomes, right? In the chromosomes, you all have studied about the chromosomes in your schools also, or in the other lectures. So flagella arise from the kinetoplast, made up of the copies of mitochondrial DNA, right? These are the copies of the mitochondrial DNA. So these are the basic characteristics of flagellates. Then if I am talking about the classification of the flagellates, as I have told you, there are different kind of flagellates. So we have intestinal flagellates, we have genital flagellates, and then we have the hemoflagellates. So we have this three types of flagellates, right? This is the basic classification of the flagellates. Now if I'm talking about the intestinal flagellates, so what are the intestinal flagellates? So Giardia lamblia, as we have also discussed about the Giardia lamblia in this lecture. So Giardia lamblia is a parasite under the under the class of intestinal flagellates. So I hope you all are clear now. So we are studying about the parasites, right? So parasites have different kind of classification. So today we discuss about the classification flagellates, right? Flagellates. Under the flagellates we will discuss about the intestinal flagellates, right? We are discussing about the intestinal flagellates, and under the intestinal flagellates, अब इसका एग्जाम्पल क्या है? intestinal flagellates के अंदर कौन से parasites आएंगे? giardia. Giardia is the parasite under the intestinal flagellates, right? So do not confuse. So Giardia lamblia is a flagellated parasite that harbors in the duodenum and the jejunum. So duodenum and jejunum, they are the parts of the intestine, right? They are the part of the intestine. So Giardia lamblia students एक parasite है, right? ये एक काइंड ऑफ फ्लैजिलेटेड पैरासाइट है, बिकॉज फ्लैजिला भी इसमें प्रेजेंट होते हैं एंड ऑल द अदर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑल्सो. तो जियार्डिया लैम्बलिया एक पैरासाइट है, एक काइंड ऑफ फ्लैजिलेटेड पैरासाइट है. कौन सा फ्लैजिलेटेड पैरासाइट? इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लैजिलेट्स, क्योंकि जियार्डिया लैम्बलिया इन्फेक्शन कॉज करता है इंटेस्टाइनल रीजन में, राइट? Then if I'm talking about the distribution, so it is worldwide in distribution and considered as one of the most common parasite which causing the intestinal disease and diarrhea. So ये इसका distribution worldwide है. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक specific region में ज़्यादा होता है या एक specific region में कम होता है. इसका distribution worldwide है और एक बहुत ही common parasite है जो intestinal diseases या diarrhea cause करता है. Right? So it causes malabsorption of fat and frothy diarrhea in the children. So we have already discussed about the macroscopic examination of stool students. So in that we have discussed about the consistency of the stool, right? So we have stool sample in different consistency, whether it is liquid, whether it is semi-liquid, it is solid, semi-solid, frothy. So here in this case, in case of Giardia lamblia, it causes the frothy diarrhea. The stool will be the frothy, right? Stool will present in the frothy state, and it also causes the malabsorption of the fat in children, right? So this is the intestinal flagellate. Then we have the another classification which is known as genital flagellates, right? Genital flagellates. अब ये एक अलग classification है. Under the flagellates, these are the genital flagellates. So genital flagellates के अंदर एग्जाम्पल की अगर बात करते हैं कौन सा पैरासाइट आएगा, तो पैरासाइट आएगा ट्राइकोमोनास, राइट? सो डू नॉट कंफ्यूज, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द फ्लैजिलेट्स. हम फ्लैजिलेट्स के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं जिसका डिफरेंट क्लासिफिकेशन है. तो पहले हमने कौन सा फ्लैजिलेट्स पढ़ा है? इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लैजिलेट्स पढ़ा है. इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लैजिलेट्स के अंदर कौन सा पैरासाइट आता है? जियार्डिया आता है, राइट? अब हम कौन सा फ्लैजिलेट पढ़ रहे हैं? अब हम जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट पढ़ रहे हैं, राइट? अब हम पढ़ रहे हैं जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट. जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट के अंदर कौन सा पैरासाइट आता है? ट्राइकोमोनास आता है, राइट? सो इसका पूरा नाम क्या है? ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस, राइट? ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस इज अ पैरासाइट एंड इट इज द मोस्ट कॉमन पैरासिटिक पैरासाइट विच कॉजेज द सेक्शुअली ट्रांसमिटेड इन्फेक्शन, STI, राइट? सो ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस एक पैरासाइट है जो कि बहुत ही कॉमन पैरासाइट है और वो कॉज करता बहुत ही कॉमन पैरासाइट है इन केस ऑफ द सेक्शुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिसीजेस, राइट? इट कॉजेज द STIs. इट प्रोड्यूसेस द वल्वोवजाइनाइटिस. सो द डिसीज caused by the Trichomonas vaginalis is known as vulvovaginitis, which occurs in the vaginal region in the females, right? Characterized by thin, profuse, foul smelling, प्यूरुलेंट वेजाइनल डिस्चार्ज. तो जब कोई फीमेल इन्फेक्टेड होगी ट्राइकोमोनास वेजाइनालिस से, सो इट विल अफेक्ट द वेजाइनल रीजन. और वो कैसे कैरेक्टराइज होगा? देयर विल बी अ फाउल स्मेलिंग प्रेजेंट इन द वेजाइनल रीजन एंड देयर विल बी अ डिस्चार्ज इज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट, राइट? एक डिस्चार्ज प्रेजेंट होगा, डिस्चार्ज रिलीज होगा विच इज़ अ प्यूरुलेंट डिस्चार्ज, और वो बहुत ही फाउल स्मेल करेगा. सो लाइक दिस यू कैन कैरेक्टराइज इट, राइट? So this is under the genital flagellates. Now we have the another category also, as we have a 3 classification of the flagellates. So another classification is the hemoflagellates, right? So आई एम अगेन रिपीटिंग, हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, हम फ्लैजिलेट्स पढ़ रहे हैं, राइट हम फ्लैजिलेट्स पढ़ रहे हैं। तो हमने डिस्कस किया सबसे पहले कौन सा फ्लैजिलेट्स, इंटेस्टाइनल, राइट इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लैजिलेट में कौन सा पैरासाइट आया, जियार्डिया, राइट। फिर हमने कौन सा फ्लैजिलेट पढ़ा, फिर हमने पढ़ा जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट्स, राइट। फिर हमने पढ़ा जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट जो कि दूसरा क्लास था, राइट फ्लैजिलेट्स जो कि दूसरा क्लास था फ्लैजिलेट्स के अंदर, उसके अंदर कौन सा पैरासाइट था, ट्राइकोमोनास, राइट। नाउ वी हैव दिस थर्ड क्लास ऑफ फ्लैजिलेट्स विच इज अ हीमोफ्लैजिलेट, उसके अंदर कौन सा पैरासाइट है, लीशमानिया एंड ट्रिपैनोसोमा, राइट लीशमानिया एंड ट्रिपैनोसोमा, दे बोथ आर पैरासाइट्स अंडर द hemoflagellates. So flagellated protozoa that are found in the peripheral blood circulation included leishmania, right leishmania and trypanosoma. तो leishmania and trypanosoma ये दोनों भी एक kind of flagellated protozoa parasite है. They are under the classification of hemoflagellates, right, and they are present in the blood circulation, right students. So now you can easily identify. So we are discussing about the flagellates. First is इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लैजिलेट्स जिसका एग्जाम्पल है जियार्डिया लैम्बलिया, जो कहाँ पर इन्फेक्शन कॉज करेगा, कहाँ प्रेजेंट होगा, इंटेस्टाइनल रीजन में प्रेजेंट होगा, राइट स्टूडेंट्स। देन वी हैव सेकंड क्लास ऑफ फ्लैजिलेट्स विच इज द जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट्स। जेनाइटल फ्लैजिलेट्स में हमने कौन सा एग्जाम्पल देखा था, ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनैलिस, जो कहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होगा या कहाँ पे इन्फेक्शन कॉज करेगा, जेनाइटल रीजन्स में, राइट। देन वी हैव द थर्ड क्लासिफिकेशन विच इज नोन एज हीमोफ्लैजिलेट्स, राइट। सो हीमोफ्लैजिलेट्स के अंदर कौन से पैरासाइट्स होते हैं, या तो लीशमानिया या फिर ट्रिपैनोसोमा, ये कहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होंगे या कहाँ इन्फेक्शन कॉज करेंगे, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन में, राइट। सो हीमोफ्लैजिलेट्स दे आर फाउंड इन द पेरिफेरल ब्लड सर्कुलेशन, राइट स्टूडेंट्स। So this is the structure of hemoflagellates, right? Hemoflagellates. See, this is cylinder long, this is cylinder long, जो कि हमने पढ़ा, जैसा कि हमने डिस्कस किया, फ्लैजिलेट्स आर लॉन्ग सिलेंडर, दिस इज द फ्लैजिला, राइट, दिस इज द फ्लैजिला, this long thread like structure is flagella and axoneme. जब मैंने आपको डायग्राम बनाकर दिखाया था, see we will again draw, right, तो मैंने आपको बताया था there is a structure like this जो कि कंटिन्यू होता है फ्लैजिला में, जिसे हम कहते हैं एक्सोनीम. सो यू कैन ऑब्जर्व इट नाउ हियर. सी this is the same thing, this is the same thing, and this is known as exoneme, right? So now I hope you clear with the exoneme. Then you have a vacuole, right? This is the vacuole, and from the vacuole exoneme is arise, right? So not from the vacuole exoneme is arise, exoneme is arise from this blepharoblast, right? So this is the structure, this is the structure like this. So this is blepharoblast, right? This is blepharoblast which is present here. See, now you can observe into the diagram, right? This is the blepharoblast, here is also drawn, this is the blepharoblast, और यहाँ से क्या arise हो रहा है, exoneme, as I have drawn, यहाँ से arise हो रहा है exoneme. Here also you can observe exoneme, right? जो कि continue हो रहा है flagella में, right? जो कि continue हो रहा है flagella में. Then above the blepharoblast you also have a vacuole. You also have a vacuole like this. See, this is the vacuole, right? This is the vacuole. So here, this is the blepharoblast, this is the exoneme. So here there will be a vacuole. Here there will be a vacuole present, right? Then you have a parabasal body, and then you have a nucleus, right? You have a nucleus. So now I hope you are clear with the structure of the flagellates. This is particularly the structure of the hemoflagellates, but flagellates are like this only, they are long, right? So they are long, elongated. यहाँ पे exoneme है, right? Exoneme will arise from the blepharoblast. So this is the blepharoblast, right? Then you have a vacuole, and then you have this long cylindrical structure. This is exoneme, and it is continued into the flagella. And then you have a parabasal body and a nucleus. So this is your structure of the flagellates, right students? Now we will discuss about the Giardia lamblia, right? Giardia lamblia. So one thing I also have to tell you students, that if you also notice here also, I've written it into the italics, right? Italics. Why? Because whenever we write any microorganism name under the microbiology, as this is the part of the microbiology only, parasite is the branch of microbiology only, right? So जब भी हम microbiology में किसी भी microorganism का नाम लिखते हैं, so we also have to take care that या तो आप Giardia lamblia हमने लिखा सपोज, या तो हम उसको अंडरलाइन करेंगे अलग अलग, राइट? या फिर हम उसको italics में लिखेंगे. Why? This is the name of the genus and this is the name of the species, right? So we have to underline it, or either we have to write it into the italics. So you all have to take care of that also. So what is giardiasis? So the disease which is caused by the giardia, which is a parasite under the category of the intestinal flagellates. So the disease caused by the giardia is known as giardiasis, right? So giardiasis is caused by the Giardia lamblia. It is also known as Giardia intestinalis or Giardia duodenalis, right? Giardiasis is caused by Giardia lamblia and we can also call it as, हम Giardia lamblia को हम Giardia intestinalis भी कह सकते हैं, Giardia duodenalis भी कह सकते हैं. Why? Because ये कहाँ पे इन्फेक्शन कॉज करता है? इंटेस्टाइन में इन्फेक्शन कॉज करता है. So that is why intestinalis or duodenum is the part of the intestine, right? So that is why duodenalis, right students? So it was first observed by scientist A.V. Leeuwenhoek in the year 1961, right? While examining his own stool, okay? And then later it was described and named after Dr. F. Lamb and Professor A. Giard, right? In 1859. That's why Giardia lamblia, because सबसे पहले इसको ऑब्जर्व किया साइंटिस्ट ए ल्यूवेनहोइक ने जब वो अपना खुद का स्टूल एग्जामिन कर रहे थे. उसके बाद लेटर इसको डिस्क्राइब किया गया और उसको नाम दिया गया ऑन द साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर एफ लैम्ब. सो लैम्ब से लैम्बलिया एंड आफ्टर द नेम ऑफ द प्रोफेसर ए जियार्ड, सो Giardia, right? So this is a little history about the Giardia lamblia, right students? Now we will discuss about the morphology, right? Morphology. So Giardia inhibits in crypts of the duodenum and upper part of the jejunum in the man, right? So see, this is the intestine. So these are the foldings. Foldings are present in the intestine, right? So these are known as crypts, right? As Giardia inhibits the crypts of the duodenum, so first you have to understand duodenum and jejunum are the part of the intestine, right? So what is the meaning of the crypt of duodenum and jejunum? So these foldings are known as crypts of the duodenum and jejunum. If you observe the real human intestine, so it is present like this, right? It is present like this. So the foldings which is present in the intestine is known as crypts, right? Then it occurs in two forms. First is pear-shaped trophozoid, right? Pear-shaped trophozoid. It is the pathogenic form and the feeding stage of the parasite, right? And then there is a tetranucleated oval cyst. Tetranucleated, again similar, quadrinucleated, right? I hope you all are clear with all these morphological forms, because हमने पैरासाइट भी डिस्कस कर लिया है, व्हाट इज जनरल पैरासाइटोलॉजी, हमने एंटामीबा हिस्टोलिटिका भी डिस्कस कर लिया है. तो सिमिलरली यहाँ पर भी एक ट्रोफोजोइट है, राइट? यहाँ पर भी एक ओवल सिस्ट है. एंड डू नॉट कंफ्यूज विद द टेट्रान्यूक्लिएटेड और द क्वाड्रिन्यूक्लिएटेड आर both are the same. Here also cyst is present with the food nucleus, right? So again here also it is the infective form. Similarly in the एंटामीबा हिस्टोलिटिका, वहाँ पर भी वो इन्फेक्टिव फॉर्म था क्वाड्रिन्यूक्लिएटेड सिस्ट. यहाँ पर भी जो टेट्रान्यूक्लिएटेड सिस्ट है वो इन्फेक्टिव फॉर्म है, एज वेल एज द डायग्नोस्टिक फॉर्म ऑफ द पैरासाइट ऑल्सो. इसकी हेल्प से हम डायग्नोसिस भी कर सकते हैं. सिमिलरली जैसे कि एंटामीबा हिस्टोलिटिका में था, सेम हियर ऑल्सो टेट्रान्यूक्लिएटेड ओवरसिस्ट है जो कि इन्फेक्टिव फॉर्म है, साथ के साथ डायग्नोस्टिक फॉर्म भी है, राइट? सो दिस इज अबाउट द मॉर्फोलॉजी. सो लाइक दिस यू विल ऑब्जर्व द Giardia, राइट? दिस इज, यू हैव you will observe the Giardia. So this is the trophozoite, right? This is the trophozoite of the Giardia, students. So these are the structures which are present. So let's understand one by one. So this is the flagella. See, this is the flagella which is present in the 4 pairs, right? Pairs. This is one pair. This is one pair. This is second pair, right? This is second pair. This is third pair, and this is 4 pair. So do not confuse anywhere. Please listen carefully, students, right? I'm again repeating. ये trophozoite है. This is your trophozoite. Okay, this is your trophozoite first of all, right? So सबसे पहले देखते हैं इसमें flagella है, क्योंकि ये एक flagellated parasite है. 4 pairs है, right? ये एक pair है 1, फिर ये एक pair है 2, फिर ये एक pair है 3, and then we have the 4th pair. Now after that we have a parabasal body. This is the parabasal body, right? This is the parabasal body, as we have already discussed in the structure of the flagellates in our previous slides, right? Similarly here also. Then we have a central karyozoome. See, this is the main nucleus, right? These are the main 2 nucleus. Yeah, there will be 2 nucleus present in the Giardia. Giardia में 2 nucleus present होंगे. So this is the first nucleus and this is the second nucleus, right students? So 2 nucleus are present. So this is the main nucleus. Nucleus के अंदर there will be a central karyosome. Central karyosome. See this black spot. So this is the central karyosome, students, right? So these are the 2 nucleus which is present in the Giardia, and under the nucleus there will be a karyosome. Central karyosome will be present, and after that you have a Giardia have a sucking disc, right? This is the sucking disc. Again 2 sucking discs. So sucking disc you can observe here clearly. Here this is the lateral part. This is the lateral part, side view, or the side view of the parasite, side view of the trophozoite side. So here you can easily observe the sucking disc. It looks like this, right? This and this is the similar image. First you have to clear that this and this is the similar image. This is the front view, right? This is the front view and this is the side view of the trophozoite. See, now you can see clearly. Let me clear the slide. See, now you can see clearly. So first of all, this image and this image are similar. They both are the trophozoite of the Giardia. So this is the front view and this is the side view, right? So हमने ये सारी चीजें देख ली है. ये this is the exoneme, right? जहाँ से flagella rise होते हैं. So this is the exoneme जो हमने पहले भी discuss किया है flagellates के structure में. अब यहाँ पे हमारे पास 2 sucking disc भी है, तो वो आप यहाँ पे अच्छे से observe कर सकते हैं. Sucking, this is the sucking disc. Again 2 sucking disc. One is this and one is this. One is this and second one is this. So there will be 2 sucking discs, 2 nucleus, 4 pair of flagella which is present in the trophozoite of Giardia lamblia. So you have to clear with the morphology, right students? ये आपको आना चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे Giardia lamblia में again repeating 2 sucking disc होंगी, right? 2 sucking disc होंगी, 2 nucleus होंगे, right? And 4 pair, right? Not 4. There will be there are not 4 flagella. There are 4 pair of flagella. 4 pairs of flagella is present, right? So this is your trophozoite. Now this is the cyst. This is the oval cyst of Giardia lamblia, right? Giardia lamblia. This is the oval cyst. तो अब इसका structure देख लेते हैं. So there is a thick wall. There is a thick outer wall, right? Again there is a axoneme, there is a exoneme, and see 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 nucleus are present. That is why it is known as tetranucleated oval cyst, right? So these are the morphological forms of the Giardia. You have trophozoite. Giardia have trophozoite and the tetranucleated oval cyst with 4 nucleus, right students? So I hope you all are clear with the morphological form of the Giardia, right? So like this only you have to draw in your exams also, right? Now let's move forward. So now discuss about the life cycle of the Giardia. See students, so if I'm talking about the life cycle of the Giardia, so it again contains a host, an infective form and a mode of transmission, as we have discussed in the general parasitology, because every parasite needs a host to complete its life cycle, right? Needs a mode of transmission and needs a infective form. हमने पढ़ा था कि एक पैरासाइट को अपनी लाइफ साइकिल पूरी करने के लिए वो डिपेंड होता है 3 फैक्टर्स पे, राइट? होस्ट ऑब्वियसली, जहाँ जो उसका शेल्टर भी है, जहाँ से वो न्यूट्रिशन भी लेगा और जहाँ पे वो अपनी लाइफ साइकिल को भी कंप्लीट करेगा. सो फर्स्ट इज होस्ट, सेकेंड वन इज इन्फेक्टिव फॉर्म जिसकी हेल्प से वो डिसीज कॉज करेगा, एंड थर्ड वन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट मोड ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू ट्रांसमिट टू द ह्यूमन बॉडी, देन only it causes the infection, right? So Giardia completes its life cycle in one host, again like Entamoeba histolytica. आप relate कर सकते हैं दोनों parasites को, so it will be easy for you to learn all the details, right? So do not confuse between the parasites. We have more parasites also. Giardia के बाद और भी parasites हैं which we have to learn, which we have to discuss, right? So let's learn one by one, right? And try to compare between the parasites and do not confuse, right? So Giardia completes its life cycle in one host. If I'm talking about the infective form, so we have already discussed cysts are the infective form, again quadrinucleated or tetranucleated with 4 nucleus. So cyst is the infective form of the Giardia. And what will be the mode of transmission? So man acquires infection by ingestion of food and water contaminated with the mature cyst, which is a quadrinucleated cyst, or rarely by sexual route, mainly in the homosexuals, right? So what is the mode of transmission? Again similarly as Entamoeba histolytica, तो यहाँ पे भी जो mode of transmission है वो है by with the help of the ingestion of food which is contaminated, right? So through the fecal oral route. So this is the fecal oral route. So fecal oral route, and second route is sexual route. Second route is sexual route, right? Sexual route. But the sexual route is rare in case of Giardia, and especially if sexual route is present, so it will be present mainly in the homosexuals, right? Not bisexuals, homosexuals. So this is about the life cycle of the Giardia, students. So today in this lecture we discuss about the flagellates. What are the flagellates? What is the classification of the flagellates? And we continue with the Giardia labelia, right? And we have already discussed about the morphology and the life cycle of the Giardia. So this is all for the today's lecture, and in the further lectures we will discuss about the clinical manifestations or the type of diseases it is caused by the Giardia and the lab diagnosis of the Giardia, right? So this is all for this lecture. Thank you and have a good day.